Oh my gosh. You know you're at a posh Panera when they mix in the cane sugar. Taste it. There's no crunchy. I'm at Panera, so I'm being quiet. What is your favorite cup? You are the king of cups. What is your favorite cup? Honey, the king of cups is in my live stream. Please make sure to wear your headdress. Oh, he's the king, and he invited us to go to the ball. The cup ball. Oh, ball cup. I'm gonna try to get the ball in a cup. Nothing, never mind. Hi, Rich. This is AFSMR. How are you? Hi, Amy. Okay. Oh, happy 4th of July, everybody. Thank you, Rich. Happy 4th. Buddy, where are the fireworks? I want to show them fireworks. You can leave the other one. We got sparklers for 4th of July. And some yeah. I haven't noticed the first. Let's play patty cake. Okay, patty cake. Nothing else to do. We'll play patty cake. Day one. There are too many hands. I can't catch their hands. I'm too swift. I need a tailor for my hoodie. Should I call Taylor Swift? She can fix the magical forest, but she can't fix my hoodie. You know, if I eat that, I'm gonna explode, and I think that's exactly why I should eat it. Do you guys want to bless this with me? Is that Black Sabbath or Satan? It is a tomato. The child is wearing a tomato. Okay. America. Flying spaghetti monster has lost its job. Blessings to you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Sir Madame. Excuse me. My dragon is roaring. Those hearts make me happy. Isn't that? Is that? It's okay. I don't think people realized how much personal value I have taken from social media. It's not near as much anymore, but now I'm like, should it have stayed that way? Because now I'm normal, but I feel like I'm full of myself. Because that's a lot more self-confidence than I had before. So I'm like, this is good, or this is healthy. At the same time, I'm like, now I feel vain. I'm not vain, I'm normal. I was underconfident, but I'm like, this feels vain. I have to get used to being normal. And having like an average level of confidence is like other people are trying to compete with me now in real life. I'm like, okay, so like internet people did it and it was like a little scary, but now people are like, I'm gonna push in your skull, and I'm like, why? I don't understand why this is escalating to this point. So I'm literally like, I don't understand. Like, why are we fighting? I asked you to turn down your music volume. Why do you want to bash my skull? Like, it escalated quite a bit. I'm just like, bro, it's music. Okay. Okay. Don't feel guilty for feeling good. I don't anymore. Yeah, it's so good. It's good to feel good. It's good. We only live one time. I totally underappreciated how much feelings are like a currency, and like they're worth so much when you have them. You know, like feelings, because people sell feelings, right? And they sell based on feelings, and I'm like, I have sold based on feelings, and I have had feelings, and I will choose having them every time, because you can't have them to sell them, and it's no good. It just sucks. It sucks. You're so bored and angry all the time. So, it's more fun to be fun. And if I don't grow up and I don't, whatever. I have a happy family, and I'm in a happy family. That's cool. I'm in a happy family. Okay. And it's like that's mind bending for me, because it's not only I'm in a happy family, like, this is my family. What? This is my family. And I'm hers. And like, this is ours. He, she, they is ours. It's like, whoa, man. That's real. It's real. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of things that have definitely given me speed bumps. And I'm like, other people value certain things so much. And, you know, we all have different value systems. So I'm like, okay, it's important to them. Never really associated with that. And people, they seriously thought that I was like a freaking psychopath or like a sociopath. I'm like, no, I experience remorse. I'm regular. Yeah. And I just don't value a lot of material objects or like certain social things. And I'm learning to value social stuff more every day. But it starts at the core. And I didn't really have like a core of that all that much. And then what I knew of it was like far more debaucherous than who I am, right? So like I come from something that's like way worse than who I am. And I'm like, what do I do about that? So like I don't judge anymore, but I also am like, I had the blessing of learning of like being healthier. So like I don't want to give that up, but I also love the people I love. I've got to work that out. I'm working it out. So now I have my family, and it's like, that's not a speed bump. And it's crazy people who were saying that you know, those things are valuable, and that I'm disrespecting their culture by treating the material objects like speed bumps. Now I have a family, and I realize those people see the family as a speed bump. What? Then why do you have one? Why have one? And I'm gonna take this from a logical sociopathic viewpoint. I'm seriously gonna talk about this the way a psychopath would. I'm not even kidding you. Like, if I can remove myself emotionally from the situation, I'm like, all right, on a logical level, if I want to be like a financially productive person, why am I starting a family? Like, a family is so expensive, and they do not produce in that fashion. They produce life. They don't produce, like, unless you're, the most crazy person and you're using your family, which I know a thing or two from that. I don't really get what the point is to have one. If you really want money that much, go freaking get it. Don't ruin the idea of the family unit. Like, stay out of our business, because it ain't a business. And that's kind of the point of when we say we mean business. If you mess with our family, it means we mean business, because it ain't a business. So everyone values different things. I agree, definitely. But like, I don't devalue the material objects. That's a difference. Like, I always find that people that devalue the family, or who see the family as a speed bump, like, they devalue the family. They don't value family, but also, like, they see it as industry, and like, that's like, it's not too far. It's not far enough. It's like, to go far enough is to keep your nose out of other people's families. That's far enough. And then with the material objects, I love material objects. I do. But they're speed bumps for my goals, and at the same time, I want them. So it's like, I gotta move into the suburbs and get like speed bumps, and that's fine. So if I want to have a good balanced life, I guess the whole middle class that like I judge forever may end up being the way I live, ironically. But I'll tell you, if that works out, I always saw the middle class as like a trap. I really did. And I'm like, wait, they have a good balance of like everything. And I'm a Libra, and I like balance. So I guess I eat my own words in some ways, but I don't know yet. I really don't know what things are going to look like, but I could definitely tell you that I think if life had gone different, I probably would have been middle class. Probably, like, most definitely. I don't think I'm going to be. I think because my heart is too big for my chest, and I know that I'm going to resent myself if I retire ever, and that's a personality difference. So I got to go, and I got to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm grateful that I have my family now, because my family slows me down to a speed that is healthy for me, and make sure that, I went from being this straight bullet to my behavior and my actions being effective, and really having an impact, right? They had a big impact before, but it was like fleeting, whereas now I do something and you can see it on somebody's face that it's sticking with them, and I'm like, all right, that was always the goal. And I always said I couldn't do it alone. My prayers got answered, so it's good. I see what you mean. The family aspect is often neglected. Yeah, like, you cannot survive without family. I don't care what people say, not long term. And I'll tell you why, if you guys don't mind my perspective. If you don't mind hearing my perspective about why it's like, I consider it to be impossible to survive long term without family. Is like, if you go out on your own, then like, anybody involved with you, they're more minimally involved with you, and they have less of a problem taking advantage of you, or like, it's so touchy. And then you got to think about your lineage, like, as you get older, if you're gonna have kids or adopt, or if you're gonna have a pet, or if you're gonna help family or other friends, like, what contribution do you want to make to society? Do you want to pass away on your own? Like, I'm the kind of guy, I'm going to say this even now, I want to die alone. I do. I want to pass before my wife does. And, what I mean by that is, like, that's what I want, but all I know is that I want to make the most impact I can, and that's more important to me than anything I could have in life, and that includes my family. I love my family. My family is number 2 to whatever I can bring to the world, and I'll tell you, my wife would leave me if it wasn't that way. It's something she respects about me, that I would lose her if I didn't put my contribution to society before our family, to a balanced degree, not to a degree that detriments our family, but that's a real close first. So, yep. Is there anything y'all want to talk about? What's a good Independence Day? What is one unique fact that you know about Independence Day? I'm not American. That's okay. Where are you from? And can we come visit? And by can we, and we're coming to visit, so I just need you to let me know where we're coming to. I don't really ask anymore. I kind of go do what I want. I keep getting no's. I'm sick of getting no's, so I'm like, I'm gonna go do it. I don't have time. I'm 26 now. I accepted no's for a real long time, trying to be polite. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do, and I'm not getting yeses, so time for me to take it. I'm gonna America the shit out of this platform. That's what I'm gonna show them. I'm gonna show them what a real American can do. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't like that word. I have not. Will you go ahead and explain it to me? Thank you. I'm so careful with that first word. You didn't offend me. I'm working through stuff. It's not you. I have a lot of self-reflection to do yet. Thank you, whoever you are. Oh my god. Okay. Okay. I got two things to say about capitalism. One good and one that is, indifferent but irritating. The good part in capitalism is that you can get what you want. The bad part is that other people think they can take what you have. And, the nice part about being an American is that there's a give and take. But when you're dealing with people that think they can take from you, it's an irritant. And I don't have any fly traps. So, right now I'm dealing with being hot and sweaty and dealing with the flies. Right now, there are two dudes in the parking lot, and I'm talking a good couple meters off on my 3. Hanging out, talking, and literally staring at my gosh darn vehicle in the peripherals. Like, you're in the middle of a freaking conversation. And y'all are like, they're like, well-to-do, making a decent paycheck, assumably, based on the way they're dressed. You got time to pay attention to me. Man, I must be rich. I must be a rich man. I must be a very interesting individual. I must be quite unique. And I said that to my wife the other day. I said, don't base your worth on the money. Base it on how much, like, I'm sitting here. I'm not making any money. But guess what? I'm getting their time. Time can convert into attention, right? And the amount of attention that you get, well, that's part of the time. And so if I'm getting 25% of their attention during their conversation, by all intents and purposes, I'm getting paid on that. I'm not getting paid, but like, they're remembering me, and when they see me on screen, it's going to jog their memory. And even if it doesn't, subliminally, they remember me. So, they remember us. So, that's the positive view I try to take on it. And whenever that happens, I'm realizing far more in control of that than I really realized. And that is like, if I divert attention, what do people try to do? Divert attention. It's people trying to do what they think I'm asking them to do, like on some side. You know what I'm talking about? I'm like, okay, what do I do with this? And something that shook me. So I saw somebody I loved not too long ago. Somebody I loved deeply. Somebody that helped raise me, essentially. And he said to me, I hope that we can build a friendship. And he said it in such a way that was so detached. And I'm thinking to myself, are you playing with me, or are you serious? We're family, as far as I know. So, I must have said some things and done some things that really confused people. And I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Because I went from being this invisible kid. You can ask anybody that grew up with me. Anybody. I grew up in I grew up in a place called Sugarloaf, Pennsylvania. And I went to school in a place called Hazleton, Pennsylvania. And you can ask anybody. I graduated 2013. Anybody that went to that school, I was an invisible kid. I was like, I was a little church kid, and I talked a lot. I was kind of annoying, but essentially I didn't really exist all that much. And to go from that to this, it's like, I didn't realize how social influence worked, and it's still sinking in. So, day by day. Well, it is good to check in with y'all. I got a battery at 10%. I got steam or smoke or something coming out of my hood, so I'm going to go find out what's going on with that. And we'll talk soon. Peace out.